What's up guys, this is Whisper in the Wind 2007 here, and I've got an updated Lightsworn deck profile. So just very quickly, apologies for the lack of content as of late. The hard drive in my laptop went, but it's been replaced. I've got my laptop back, so I should be making videos. But anyway, I took this deck to the local Legend Duelist series in Cockfosters yesterday, and the deck actually works really well. I love it. It's really good. It's fucked up beyond belief. Unfortunately, there's a bit of an incident that happened there, which I will explain in a bit, which unfortunately put a bit of a downer on the day. So we'll go quickly into the deck profile. As many of you would have noticed, there is no Judgment Dragon on the front, which is normally the card that I go to first. There is no Judgment Dragon at all in this deck. So start off, we got 3 Lumina, 3 Raiden. Raiden's like one of the best cards in this deck. Triple Wolf, you can play Triple Wolf in this deck. I'm a bit OCD because there's 1 Ultra and 2 Supers, which is driving me nuts at the moment. Triple Trick Clown, you might be able to get away with 2 in this deck. Goblinberg, love the card. Umbrix, bad hands. Snow, another fucked up card that is so disruptive to so many people. It is amazing. And as I did to someone yesterday, activated Snow's effect, banish 7, he flips Vanity's Emptiness. I was like, okay, banish another 7 to summon Snow, and there was another Snow in the graveyard. I was like, banish another 7, and I've got 2 Snows on the field. I could attack him for game. He's like, can you do it? I was like, yes you can. It was bloody brilliant. I love Snow, and his Book of Moon effect on the top is sort of like the cherry on top. Double Photon Thrasher, another card that unbricks bad hands and looks beautiful in Ultimate. I love the card, so thank you Swanee for those. Double Lila, double Felice, so there's two Felice, 3 Wolf. You can get away with that in this build. Felice is a really good card at the moment. 1 Minerva Maiden, 1 Aaron plus Snow is a good combo because non-targeting removal. 1 Garroth, 1000 Blades. You can get away with 1000 Blades in this deck. It's a good little defensive card, and if you're able to get a Trick Clown off with that in the grave, that's just an added plus. Glow Up Bulb, I'm a bit torn between the Glow Up Bulb and the Jet Synchron. I think they're both as good as each other. You know, Bulb has the advantage of, you know, you can mill the extra card, but then it's restricted to once per duel. But Jet Synchron, the disadvantage is it gets a card out of your hand and banishes it. It banishes itself when Jet Synchron leaves the field, but when you play Omega in this deck you can bring it back, so I don't know which one's better, to be honest. They're both as good as each other. Anyway, final monster, and when I reveal this, you know what way the deck is going. It is 1 Gem Knight Garnet. So you now know which way this deck is going. So that's all my monsters there. Move on to spells. 1 Twin Twister. I only had 1 Twin Twister yesterday. You need 2, but I picked up the 2nd Twister now. So I played 1 Twister yesterday, but ideal number is 2. Double Instant Fusion, double Charge, triple Solar Recharge, and triple Brilliant Fusion. Every time I open Brilliant Fusion without a Garnet in hand, I won. That card is almost auto win in this deck. And there's 1 final card in the deck. It is my only trap card, and it is a Breakthrough Skill. So that will just deal with any rogue... Oh, knocking my camera there. That will just deal with any rogue cards could come up against. A Vanity's Fiend. I know one of my friends was playing like a Barrier Statute stun deck, so that could deal with your Fossil Diners or any of those Barrier Statutes it might summon. Moving on to the extra deck. 2 Minerva, you cannot play this deck without 2 Minerva. 3's too many, 2's the ideal number. 1 Dweller, because Graveyard effects is still quite big at the moment. 1 Castell. Emerald, I was told to play that by a friend. I don't think it's good. That can instantly go, so you know, it was no use to me. 1 Utopia, 1 Utopia Lightning. Someone asked on the previous deck profile why didn't I play those 2. The reason why, at the time, Utopia the Lightning was not legal in Europe, but now it is. So if you got a deck that is reliant on rank 4s, I'm not talking about Lightsworn, I'm talking about any deck that relies on rank 4s, those 2 are a must. 1 Norden, 1 Seraphonite, for obvious reasons. The only level 7 synchro I play is Michael. I just play one copy of those, of that, sorry. Auto Win Synchro Dragon, you might as well call it that. It is, it's really good. If you summon it, it is almost auto win. 2 Cyframe Lord Omegas. I had it against a Blue Eyes player where I summoned both of them on the turn 1, got rid of some pretty good cards out of his hand. He didn't like his Melody and Alternate Dragon going in his opening hand, and then he was stuck for the rest of the turn. 1 Scarlight and 1 Trish. The incident that I'm referring to, what I said at the beginning of the video, actually involves Scarlight, so just keep that in mind at the end of the video. So we will move on to the side deck. 2 Maxi, because PK Fire, even with Seagraph and Beatrice and all that being at 1, it's still played. It's still a good deck. So Maxi is a good counter. It's a good counter to any special summon deck. Anti-Spell Fragrance, 3 of those, pretty obvious. Pendulums, Metaphors, whatever you want to do them against. 2 Magical Spring, again that's for the Metaphor matchups. If they set 2 scales and they can't pop one of them, you are pretty much in control at that point. And they also like to play those continuous trap cards as well on the field, so there's a chance to get an extra plus off of Magical Spring. 1 Kaiju Slumber and 2 Gamma Seal, just deal with any problem cards. We got 3 Ally Justice Cycle Reader for your Blue Eyes or any other deck that is like your Cyber Angels. I can't really think of a use against that at the moment because I haven't played against a Cyber Angel deck in real life. And finally, for my last 2 cards, I've got a Stardust Spark Dragon. That is purely to protect cards like the Anti-Spell Fragrance or any other key card in some matchups. And finally, for probably the most fucked up card in the deck, it is Alloy of Justice Decisive Armor. This was, with this incident, it was involving this and Scarlight. That card is completely fucked up against Blue Eyes. I burnt a player for 6k. It was brilliant. So that was all my cards. My matchups. First one was a PK Fire matchup. Like game 1, Open the Nuts, Dweller, Snow Engrave. He was just stuck. He couldn't do anything for the rest of the turn. And then game 2, Summon Vanity's Fiend. I couldn't out that. Well, in fact, he actually summoned 2 Vanity's Fiend. I couldn't out double Vanity's Fiend. Game 3 again, I opened the nuts. It was like almost exactly the same as game 1. So yeah, I won that pretty easily. And like in all 3 of those games, I opened really good. And it's just unfortunate what happened in game 2 because he summoned Vanity's Fiend on turn 1. I was just like, I have a good hand, but that Vanity's Fiend has just stopped me. So that was that. Game 2 was against a Blue Eyes player. I wish I had a packet of salt on me because he was that bloody salty. I 2-0'd him. Game 1, double Omega turn 1. Took the alternate and the Melody out of his hand. Game 2, he summoned that Ally of Justice Quarantine, I think it is, the one that says you can't special summon light monsters. So he puts alternate on the field plus that. I was like, okay, Brilliant Fusion, Seraph Knight, additional normal summon Lumina, normal summon Glow Up Bulb, make Trish, fucked him over. It was brilliant to watch. And like even the people who were on the table next to me, just like, he was so salty about that. I was like, I know, brilliant. Round 3, now this is where the incident happened. So we go into game 3. He has Dragon Spirit of White, Alternate Dragon, and he had a set White Stone of Legend, and he also had another card. I think he had I'm trying to remember, he had another card, but I can't remember what it is at the moment. So he had that on field. I then summoned that. I burnt him for 6k. Discarding a Trick Clown. I was then able to summon Scarlight, and what I did is, because I had a couple of snows in the grave, I was able to get, because I was running out of material, I got rid of that. I had 2 snows plus a Trick Clown on the field, because the way I made Scarlight was through instant fusion, because I Nordin brought back Raiden, I think it was, so there's something that I could synchro into that. And so I got rid of that, put 2 snows on the field. I was just like, alright, that's enough money, that's enough attack sorry, that's enough special summon monsters on the field to use Scarlight's effect for game. And so I activate it, and he's like, Dragon Spirit of the White is treated as a normal monster. And this is where my problem comes in, because I'm very dyslexic. I can't read card text, so I'm really reliant on people being truthful with me about what cards do and don't do. And unfortunately I didn't notice at the time, and Dragon Spirit of the White stayed on the field, and I ended up losing it because I got him down to 500 life points, and I had that Spirit Dragon, that Dragon Spirit of White being destroyed, that would have been the 500 for game. So unfortunately, because I can't read card text, he told me it's treated as a normal monster, it stayed on the field, and I got beaten. So that put a real downer on the day. So I should have actually won the opening 3 games in a row, and that would have been the most epic way of winning, by doing Scarlight plus Decisive Armour. So yeah, unfortunately that put a bit of a downer on the day, because for the next 2 rounds it was Kieran that was the problem. So played Metaphors round 4. You know, he opened, he does the Kieran game 1. I can't play around that. Game 2 I go first. Stardust Spark plus Anti-Spell. He couldn't play around it. And then game 3 is Kieran again. So I lost that even, but it was good fun. I'm not going to complain about that. And final round was a Pendulum deck where he's using Magical Abductor to search for the Kieran. Pretty neat deck. I'll give him that. I'll give him the credit for that. But both games I opened Garnet plus Brilliant Fusion. It's just like, oh my days. It was, you know, the one time it happened, you didn't want it. The one time you didn't want it to happen, it happened, and I would have been in a really good situation in that game too had I not opened the Garnet. Unfortunately, that was the way it was, because I also opened up Anti-Spell as well, but he twisted it when I flipped it. So unfortunately, I ended up losing. So I did go 2-3 in the end. I should have won a minimum of 3 rounds. So I could have easily got 4 wins. I could have gone completely undefeated with the deck. It's just unfortunately that little incident involving the Scarlight plus Dragon Spirit of White put a bit of a downer on the whole day. So that's the deck for now. As per usual, you know, I'm always open to suggestions. This is a very fun deck to play, so if you want to try it yourself online or whatever, you know, give it a try. It is amazingly good fun, but you know, just feel free, post a comment down below. I can try it out. The only suggestion is, please, can people just stop suggesting Necro Gardener? It is not good at the moment. I don't think it'll ever be good, because E-Turtle's a lot better, but I don't have the room for that. But anyway, for now, this is Whisper in the Wind 2007, signing out.